Alright. You're streaming now. Check your phone. Give me the phone. Your phone.
We're live. Hello, guys. Hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of Additional Intelligence. And first, let me say Happy New Year. Right, the last time we saw each other was the year 2024. So Happy New Year. Today we are going to be talking about something very, very remarkable. Right, we're talking about how to take advantage of the biggest real estate opportunity in 2024. Right. My name is Opeyemi Adesina for those joining this live session for the first time, and I'm the founder and MD of Adesina Assets Limited, and I'm going to be your host this evening. This session is primarily to help you maximize the real estate opportunity in the Nigerian market, right? But I tell you that you can copy and paste this strategy whatever it is you are, and it will work for you, right? I get that there are different landscapes, but the fundamental of investing is somehow constant, right? So you can apply this principle, in fact, in several areas, several investment vehicles, and you still get the same results. But before we get right into it, I would like you to share this link with as many people as possible, because I made a statement when I shared it with certain people. I said I'm literally going to be emptying my head this evening in this session, and I may be tempted to even pull down the video once the live session is over, because this is going to be a $10,000 masterclass worth, right? I can guarantee you that. And so you want to share with people and get them to join. You don't want them to miss out of this session. I guarantee you. That is what I'm also currently doing, where I just copy the link and share on your platforms. Share on WhatsApp, share on Instagram, share on Facebook, share on Twitter. Just get people to join. Okay. We are live. And if you're just joining, you can just comment your name and where you're joining us from. I'd like to see that, your name and where you're joining us from. Let me get to see where you're joining us from. Okay. A minute and we will be getting started right away. All right. Okay. All right. Now that we've shared the link, it's time to get started. Once again, welcome to Additional Intelligence Live. My name is Opeyemi Adesina, like I said earlier, and I'm the founder and MD of Adesina Assets Limited. And today we're going to be talking about how to take advantage of the biggest real estate opportunities in 2024. If you check the topic, it says opportunities, not opportunity. It's intentional, right? And that's because there's going to be a lot of opportunity in the market in this year. Now, let me flip the coin, right? There's a lot of opportunities, or there's going to be a lot of opportunities in the market because there's going to be a lot of challenges in the market, right? One thing that people do not know, or most people do not know, is that everywhere you can see challenges prevalent, it's also a sign that there's bound to be numerous opportunities in the same place. I was watching an interview by Nola Adetola of Veritasi, and he said he has tried to make money in South Africa, he has tried to make money in the UK, I think he said Dubai also, and Nigeria. And he said the easiest place to make money is Nigeria. The easiest place to make. Let me give you a practical example, right? There's no money in Nigeria. Akindele box office made 1.2 billion naira within a month. Where did the money come from? And that is excluding the over 300 million that Malaika did in cinema. Ada Omodadi also did hundreds of millions. So that means within December and January, right, in just the cinema, that's just one aspect of the economy, over 2 billion naira was pumped in. Where did the money come from? So it seems to me that this so economic conservativeness is more like a mirage, right? It's just more like people just, oh, things are hard, there's no money, everybody just says it because everybody's saying it, right? Does it mean that there are no economic indicators that there's some hardships in the economy or in the country? Of course there are. I'm just saying that it is whatever you are looking for that you would see. There's something called the red card theory. It means if I just ask someone randomly right now on this live session that how many red cards have you seen today, you probably would not know, right? You probably remember probably one or two, but you probably would not know. But before you got here, probably this morning when I woke up, I texted and I said, if you could tell me how many red cards you saw on your way between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m., you would be shocked at how many red cards you've seen today. That is if you've left your house anyways. Even if you've not left your house, probably you've seen a red card on Instagram or on Facebook. But it's just what you are looking for that you would see. So this session is basically to help you focus correctly this year, especially if you are looking into real estate, if you are looking to maximizing real estate. How do you focus correctly? How do you look at the right thing? How do you look at the right market? How do you look at the right property? How do you know the right things to do? Right, so basically I want to help you to see correctly so that you can take advantage of the opportunities in the market. Right, so firstly, let's lay the foundation. I'm not going to be talking about certain things like land titles, land documentation, because I would assume that I'm talking to investors, right? Meaning, if you want to invest, then definitely you want to get a legal counsel. And if you have a legal counsel, definitely the person will look at all these things to help you check in. I often say that the fact that people shout about land scams, majority of these land scams, people did not get a lawyer in the process. That's the fact. People didn't get a lawyer in the process, right? Most of people, this is the funniest part, right? I'm into real estate. I know a family member who knows I'm into real estate. Yet, I know that he has paid for his land twice, the same land. And when he finally told me, I just asked him a simple question: why didn't you tell me? But this is Nigeria. If you tell people you have land now, they might go and do jazz. There's witches, there's wizards. But really, it's just a whole lot of things, especially in this part of the world. If you know you want to go into real estate, it's going to cost you a lot. What will a lawyer charge you? Probably 5% of the deal. Wouldn't you rather pay 5% of the deal to save you 100% of the money than risk 100% of the money just because you don't want to pay 5% of the deal, right? It's just penny wise, pound foolish, right? So you want to really, so when it comes to land titles, out of Vogue, Gazette, and all those things, I would advise you just get a lawyer. Probably on other videos or another live session, I'm going to go into that, but today, that is not going to be our focus. Secondly, probably talking about survey, talking about land topographies and all those things. Probably on other topics, on other days also, I'm going to be going into that. Probably bringing my construction friend. But if you know you want to go into development also, get a construction consultant. Get a construction company. Then it is the fact that people try to do these things by themselves. That's why they land in trouble. You want to go and do your due diligence yourself when you know you don't know anything about how to verify a document. You want to go into construction, you want to call the bricklayer yourself, you want to call the architect yourself, you want to call how will they not scam you? Right? So the fundamental thing is, there are certain professionals that you would need to get. Now, I'm talking to you now, you being the investor. Right, so basically that is the angle that we'll be looking at this evening, the investment part of the real estate opportunity in 2024. If you are here to share this live session with someone you are wrong, you want to pick up your phone and actually share with as many people as possible. Now, let's examine the challenges that is going to be in the real estate market in 2024. Firstly, in fact, it's not that there's going to be, it already exists. It already exists. And firstly is that, number one, there's going to be impatience by people to sell. That's the property owners to sell. The reason being that people feel like Naira is devaluating, dollar is this, economy stuff. People want to have cash. People don't want to go broke. Everybody just wants to be conservative. So people want to leave the country. They want to sell their properties to go off. There's going to be a lot of impatient selling. right? And this is the flip side of that impatient selling. There's not going to be enough buyer to compete for that particular property. What do I mean? The same way you're impatient to sell, people are reluctant to spend. That means people are reluctant to buy. That means if you want to sell a property for 15 million naira, by the time you put it on the market for 1 month and nobody's buying, you think, okay, maybe I should remove 5 million naira. Now, let me give an example. I wanted to buy a property December last year. The person was calling 16 million. It was a two unit of 2 bedroom in Ibadan. The area wasn't quite attractive, but based on what I wanted to buy it for, I was offering them 12 million naira. Let's close the deal. The man refused bluntly. He refused. Right now, the same property is on the market for 10 million naira. And just last week, I offered him 7 million naira. For the same property, I was willing to pay 12 million naira for just last month. It is not being wicked. This is business. Like I said, money is not emotional. Right? It's due. You don't want to. The same people. Now, this is the flip side. The guy wants to sell impatiently because the same property that I want to sell for 10 million naira, if he can just wait for the next probably 4 years, put it up for rent, collect peanuts that can just get the house being well managed, renovated, and just a little thing that is still remaining. Just be patient. Delay the gratification for the next 4-5 years. There is a road that is currently being done that leads to directly the junction of that house by your state government. That road will make that property more attractive and it will drive up the value. But he probably cannot see that, and he's probably impatient because probably he needs money to leave the country, he needs money. And that's why I said there's going to be a lot of impatient sellers in the market, and there is not enough buyers for that same property. What does that now offer you? What's the opportunity there? You have negotiating power. That's the opportunity. You have negotiating power. I'm still going to be listing a lot of things, and one of them is don't be afraid to offer a price for any property. Don't be afraid to. The property they're asking 4 billion naira. Write them an offer letter and put 1 billion naira. They cannot beat you. They cannot beat you. Let me tell you something, especially for those who are just starting to invest, right? For those who are just starting out in life, right? Starting to invest, you are young, especially if you are from a humble beginning and your hand is just, touching money here and there. One of the things you want to do for yourself is to expand. Not expand. One of the things you want to do for yourself is to get comfortable with money. Get comfortable talking about money. Get comfortable mentioning big figures. This, you will not believe it, but many people struggle, even business owners, to mention prices that they deserve. And the same way, they also get reserved when it comes to this. In fact, some people, once they see 50 million naira property, they just scroll past. They just believe it's not for them. Meanwhile, that same property, you probably could offer 30 million and the person would agree. And probably if you have 5 million naira, you can probably just get 6 other people and buy the property. But because you, in your mind, you are not open to such deals, you would never be able to get into such deals. Right? So you want to, first of all, get comfortable with that kind of amounts. Get comfortable with doing deals. Get comfortable with making an offer on properties, even if you don't have the money in your account. Just get comfortable doing it. In fact, make it a fun thing to do. Make it a hobby to make offers on real estate deals. I tell you, see, it sounds crazy, but this is how you cultivate the habit. This is how you get into this. This is how you even get to start seeing properties that you never knew existed. I checked out the property today, and even though I'm having, I'm being two-minded about it, but on the positive side, I'm actually looking at it that so this kind of property exists in this kind of place. But if I had not gone to check it out, I wouldn't know. So you really want to get comfortable checking out deals. You want to get comfortable checking out deals. It's very, very important. And then the second challenge that will now flip to check the opportunity is the unwillingness by people who have money to build, because construction prices is going up. There's inflation in construction materials, building materials. what if there's nobody to buy it? What if this? What if that? So people are being conservative. You know, also people want to test out new market. They want to invest in Dubai. So they really don't want to spend in the Nigerian markets. People are being conservative. What does that mean? Now people want to rent houses, but there's not enough supply. Now the positive side for those who already have properties is that they can increase prices. Now, because that is why in Abuja right now, you'll be seeing a 2-bedroom for 4 million naira in Jai, or 5 million naira in Jai. You'll be seeing 3 million naira for a 2-bedroom. There's nothing glamorous about it for 3.5, because there's limited supply, especially if you want to live in a relatively befitting environment. There's limited supply. Meaning, because they know that you don't have a choice and you have taste, they can increase price ridiculously. Right? So, number one, you need to know that people are not willing to build that much. There's demand for rental property in the Nigerian market. In fact, I was in Lagos this December, and to get an apartment that I'm even talking about shortly now to stay was war. It was war. I was checking out, we are not available. I was checking out, we are not available. I had to find a place late in the middle of the night. Just to tell you, okay, you can say this because there are a lot of IJGBs. I just go back in the market and all those things. But I tell you, even when they are gone, there's still a lot of stuffs in the market. There's still a lot of demand in the market with not enough supply. What does that tell you? Right? You need to get yourself into the building frame of mind. You need to also be open to building. Now, let me say something. This is the foundation to everything I'm going to be sharing this evening. To get advantage of these opportunities in the market, you need to be aggressive. And I'm going to cap it with this quote. The prophet says, be greedy when others are careful, and be careful when others are greedy. I tell people that immediately you see that everybody's rushing to buy a particular place, that place is already is no more. I get the fact that you can still buy and make profit, but honestly speaking, you're already late to the market, you're already late to the table. In as much as it's already everywhere, you're already late to the table. I was telling someone that the real land bankers are the people who bought hectares of Ibejuleki in 2013 when Dangote was just approaching that place. Because they were the one who in turn sold to developers. Developers are selling to you at more like you are like the third steps or whatever it is. Because hope you know, now developers are buying at a price, they are selling to you at a price that they also make profits. So you are also open to, and then because of the price they are now selling, you can't even buy in bulk anymore. And the beauty of land banking is that you can buy in bulk. If you are buying a plot with land banking, is it a good place to start? Yes. But really, the beauty of land banking is that you can buy in bulk. You can buy like 10 acres. You can buy like 1 hectare, 5 hectares. That's the beauty of land banking. But because you are not, the sign that you are late to the table is that you can't buy in bulk anymore because you can't even afford it. You can't even afford it. Which, that's just by the way anyway. So what I'm trying to say is that you need to, if you really want to take advantage of the opportunities in the market in 2024, you need to be open to the fact that I can also build. Even if you've never even done anything in line with that before, you need to be open. It takes nothing for me to just be open to the idea that I can build a 5-unit apartment this year. I know you don't have the money, but just be open to it. And for those who have the money, you really see everybody's conservative. That's the reason why you should not. That's the reason why you should not. Now, for those who might not have the money, the fact that you're open to it now gives you an edge. Okay, can I partner with a few of my friends that are like minds? Can we put money together? You don't have to. You can decide. Okay, 10 of us, let's come together. Let's start putting money together for the next 1 year. I'm going to get to a part where I will tell you that people tell you don't save during inflation. It's not entirely true. It is don't save aimlessly. Don't save without a goal. Save. How do you even build up capital when you don't save? So save, but don't save aimlessly. Don't save without a goal. Right? So you want to be open to that mindset, to that opportunity, to that thought that I can also build. And like I said, you don't have to really want to build. You don't have to. Just find a trusted construction partner. That's it. Find a legal partner that you pay a percentage of the deal that will help you. In fact, the lawyer might be the one to help you screen all the construction guys that you might want to look out for. That saves a lot of headache. Now you being the one to be chasing what's it called? Bricklayer, chasing painter, chasing interior decorator, chasing nah. You're an investor. Factor in all those costs into it. Factor in all those costs into it. Right. Now, one side, right, that you also want to be looking out for is you want to, let me just say, you want to make friends with the banks. Many of you the only thing you do in banks is, I want to collect my ATM. Oh, my bank has issues. You don't engage those guys in conversations. You just ask them, if I happen to have a land and I want to build, what kind of loan do you guys provide? See, I tell people that the difference between the rich and the poor is access to information. That's just it. These guys just know how to use information. That's why if you take all the money that Dangote has, in the next 1 year, you'll be back as one of the richest guys. Because it's not about the money in his bank account. He has gone bankrupt, I think twice. He has gone bankrupt like twice. Yet he got back because he just knows what to do. He knows who to talk to. But because somehow, and this is for those who are just starting out, you are just not open to the thought of getting financed by the banks. Meanwhile, this is what the rich use the most. There's a particular mortgage bank in Nigeria that if you have your land that has a solid title, you have your building approval correct, they can finance up to 70% of what you want to build. All you need to do is what you want to build must be something that can yield rental cash flow, and then you need to present them with a cash flow analysis, which all you need to do is get someone who has a good background in finance to help you prepare the cash flow analysis for your property, and you can get up to 70% to build. If you build up 70%, you can easily get someone to easily buy off plan, and you can make the money, and then from there you can easily use the rent to be paying back the banks for as long as you want to. You know, I'm not even saying get money from the bank. I'm saying just ask. Just ask. See, these are things you need to, and this is for people who are just rising, who are just starting out. Get used to it. Get used to talking to the banks. Get used to talking to people about money. Get used to talking to your friends about, let's invest in this together. Get used to talking about deals. Get used to making offers. Get used to seeing a real estate ad and calling and making inquiries. Just do it for fun. I know you don't have the money. Just do it for fun. Because the ones that would end up presenting itself to you on the platter, you will know. You will know. You just pick up a customer and someone like, do you know that you can actually drop 1 million naira for this property and spread payments? You will know, right? So that leads me to the 10 things, the 10, should I call them strategies or principles, the 10 factors you need to, 10 things, 10 whatever you want to put it, that you need to put at the back of your mind. That, okay, let me say this. 10 checklists that should guide you this year if you want to take advantage of the opportunities in the real estate market. 10 checklists that should guide you if you really want to take advantage of the opportunities in the real estate market. Number 1, don't be scared to make an offer. Don't be scared to make an offer. Most of the properties I've made offers on, I don't have the money to finance it. I think I've said it before that if I check out probably 100 properties, 50 properties, I might not end up closing on more than one. That's the thing. I might not end up closing more than one. It's not every property you check that you buy. But a lot of people don't even check at all. You really want to, because opportunities will not come and knock on your door. Opportunities will not bring themselves to you. You go look out for it. And that's why I gave the red card theory. That is, if you are not looking for opportunities, you would never find. If you are not looking for lands to buy this year, you would never find. If you are not looking for houses to buy this year, properties to build this year, you would never find. So you want to don't be scared to make an offer. You want to willingly just go on property listing sites and be like, okay, start the person up. How much is this property? How much would you go for last? If they offer, probably, if you are still asking 10 million naira, tell the person you pay 6 million naira or 4 million naira. They cannot abuse you. They can't beat you. Just make the offer. And even if you make the offer, they agree, you don't have the money, tell them, okay, what if I can drop, let's say the offer is 5 million naira, what if I can drop, can I drop 500,000 initial deposit and spread for 1 year? The worst they would say is what? No. But guess what? You are getting closer to getting on that deal that might change your life. You're getting closer. Don't be scared to make an offer. Don't be scared to make an offer. Every rich person you know, they got it by getting in offers. Adebayo Ogunlesi just sold this company for $12 billion. BlackRock made him an offer and he accepted. Everything is offers. When Dangote was buying the land for his refinery, he made offers to the traditional rulers. He made offers to the Lagos state government. Investors, he made offers to the banks. Just get used to making offers. I said something which the other day, I said, some people want to start a business, or no, not start a business. Some people think they don't have enough money to open, to probably you sell clothes. Now, you think you don't have enough money, that's why you don't have a beautiful, is it fashion design store? No, you don't have enough money because people think they don't have enough money. People think they don't have a beautiful fashion store because they don't have enough money. Meanwhile, they don't have enough money because they don't have a beautiful fashion store. And someone was asking, how is that possible? I said, because money is a reward. Money would never come first. What you need to do is know how to make an offer. Okay, can you call the landlord and say, okay, I want to rent this space, but this is how much I have. But if you give me, I'll pay for this 3 months and I'll be paying everything. I will pay. The worst he would say is no, and you will look for another person. Who told you you won't get someone that will give you a yes? Oh, you find an interior decorator, interior designer that can help you design your space, and the person give you an invoice. This is the amount I can offer. And you don't have the money. Can you make an offer to the person? Oh, can I pay you this amount? Can I spread it? Just get comfortable making an offer. That's how to get rich. Just get comfortable making offers, right? So the same thing with real estate also. Make offers, right? Number 2, don't be scared to partner. Just make sure you do your due diligence well. You have friends, come together, partner, right? You have colleagues, partner. Oh, you know you can't afford this property, this piece of property alone. Can you ask your colleagues, oh, guys, let's come together. Just don't forget to get legal counsel. That's the balance. Just don't forget to get legal counsel. Oh, this property is worth this amount of money. If you can, put money together, this is how much you can get it for. This is what we can sell it for. If you put it for rent, this is what we can be getting every year. This is what we can be getting every month. Just get a lawyer. Just get a lawyer to help you balance the deal. But don't be scared to partner. Right? Don't be scared to partner. The wealthiest guys on earth do not own 100% of their companies. They do not. They do not. They do not own 100% of their company. This idea of I want to own everything. Nah. Don't be scared to partner. Partner with people. Get co-investors, your friends, colleagues. And if you know that everybody around you, nobody is thinking alongside, that might be a sign to change your network. I made a post today. I said, treat everything in your life as an asset. If it is not yielding more value than what it costs you, dispose it. You have a phone that is not giving you more than what it costs you to buy it. Dispose it. You are living in a house that is not helping you think well so that you can get more productive. Leave. You have a friend that what is costing you to keep conversations going is more than the value you are getting. Treat everything you own as an asset. Everything as an asset, right? Number three, against popular opinion, save more. Inflation is a thief of savings. It is only when you save aimlessly, that is, you are saving, but you don't even have plan for the money. You don't have plans of what to put the money into. You're not saving for the return, for the interest that we. No. You know that inflation is higher than the interest rate, so that means your money is just going. But that you are saving up so that you can finance a property. Of course, that's a good one. Save more. But save more for the best opportunity. Save more while you are making an offer. If you are saving and you are not checking out deals, you are just saving in vain. So as you are saving, you are making offers on properties. As you are saving, you are talking to your friends so that you can partner. As you are saving, you are checking out deals. As you are saving, you are speaking to various property owners. As you are saving, you are making moves. Don't just save. Don't just be storing cash. Don't just be storing cash. As you are saving, you are checking out properties, you are checking out deals, you are making offers on property deals, you are talking to developers, you are talking to fellow investors, you are talking to your friends, your colleagues. Let's put money together. You are making effort to making sure that once this money you reach this amount of money, there's something waiting to put it into. There's something to put it into. There's something to put it into. So, against popular opinion, save more this year. But save while you are waiting for opportunity, for real estate opportunities. Number 4, this is very, very important. Very, very important. Think in bulk. Think in bulk and spread payments. Don't think small so that you can pay outrightly. So, for example, you have 1 million naira. So, don't go and be looking for one plot of land that you can buy with 1 million naira. No, you have 1 million naira. Go and look for a 20 million naira 1 acre or a 10 million naira 1 acre that you can drop 1 million naira as initial deposit and be paying probably 200,000 naira every month for the next 1 year or 500,000 naira, depending on what you know your income is. So you want to know, okay, I have 1 million naira, I have 2 million naira. I can be able to spread 500,000 naira every month. Don't go and look for one plot or two plot that you pay those 2 million naira for. Think in bulk. That's how to take advantage of opportunities. Think in bulk. That 2 million naira, in fact, I see, this is what I want to say now. Viewers' discretion is advised, right? So don't say, okay, additional give you something. Do you know that you can see a property, let's say a land, that you know that this land is going to be worth something, and the person is asking for 1 million naira, but the person wants to sell it outrightly. Do you know that you can tell the person, allow me spread for 1 year, I'll give you 1.2 million naira. It's a smart deal. It's a smart choice. You see an acre for, let's say, 5 million naira, and they're asking for outright. I'll pay you 6 million naira if you allow me spread for 6 months or 1 year. Like I said, always make an offer. Just make offers. The last they will say is what? Is no. Think in bulk. Don't think one plot. Minimum, think an acre. Don't think 1 unit. Minimum, think 5 units. Don't think single units. Think in bulk. Think in bulk. Think in bulk. Make an offer. Oh, I want to buy an acre, but I'll drop this amount in deposit and I'll spread for this amount of years, this amount of months. Think in bulk. And this is why you should save. And this is why probably you would still get there, but think in bulk. You would think yourself, because now, see, when you think in bulk, you are committing yourself to a recurring investment into assets. So, for example, you bought an acre for 10 million naira and you have to spread for 1 year. That means you cannot, see, it's like you bind yourself that you are investing for the rest of the year. So, nobody even needs to tell you that, oh, hope you are saving, hope you are investing. You are already bound in chain to investing. You cannot, because you are already committed to it. People struggle to invest because nothing is binding them. People struggle to say because they are not committed to anything. Once you commit to it, now you know that for the rest of the year, I'm already inside this one. I'm investing. So you know the amount you're investing every month. So you know that once the money, I have a land I'm paying for. I have a property I'm paying for. Automatic investment budget. Automatic. And that one is not something, if you still don't know what you are doing, if you are just pouring the money aside, you can still want to take your babe out and still stroll to the budget and still take out of it to buy ice cream. But this one, you sent it to the owner of the land. You can't go and say, sir, please, can you give me all the land to? No. That's wisdom. That's wisdom. Think in bulk. And put yourself inside it. Number 5, this can be dicey, but I need you to pay attention. You see, the fact that there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be a lot of opportunities in the market, meaning you necessarily don't have to go and buy the bush. You don't have to. You necessarily you don't have to go and buy the bush. You might not be able to buy the central area, but you can buy places that is still close to central area. All you need to do is make an offer. Check a lot of them out. You never can tell. In the process of checking out, you can meet someone that wants to sell distress sales. I know someone who sold, I think, a 4-bedroom apartment with everything inside. Chairs, you are not taking anything inside it. I think even with 2 cars, because he was traveling out. And he sold everything. Like, he sold it for the value of what it would cost to buy the house itself. Probably even less. And person will not even pay at once. But guess what? Such deals will not bring themselves to you. You only stumble on them in the process of you looking, of you searching. Of you searching. So what you want to do, you really want to look out for already developing areas. Areas around places that are already developing. Look out for it. Those ones, number one, the thing is, you can easily find someone who wants to build. Number two, you can easily, that's if it's land. Number two, you can easily build and get to rent out. Number three, you can easily resell. Right? You can easily flip and buy something else. Right? And now, if you are not going to buy undeveloped areas, the fact that people are conservative in this area, nobody's looking at that axis. And you can see, based on certain indicators, oh, development is coming here, I want to buy for the next 5 years, 10 years. This is the time to go to those undeveloped places and offer them ridiculous prices. They will pay. They would allow you pay. They would allow you pay. These are the times to go. Many of you don't need to even buy from developers. Right? That's just by the side. If you can get a lawyer. But I advise you buy from a developer who has a reasonable price. Right? Who is thinking alongside. Advice. But you want to buy already developing areas. You want to buy already developing areas. Number 6, partner to build. When you are building, prioritize apartments than big mansions. See, think cash flow. Because, like I said, people are conservative. So, for example, before you get someone to pay 7-8 million naira to rent a multiple of 5 bedroom, you'd have gotten a lot of people to pay 2 million naira to pay for what's it called? 2-bedroom apartments. So it doesn't always make business sense to go after the luxury mansions. Build middle income. In fact, if you check the percentage of population looking for houses, these guys are more. What does that mean? The market is there. There's an hungry market. There's an hungry market. So what you want to do, you want to prioritize apartments than big mansions and partner. I've mentioned the partner to build. Partner with your friends, partner with your colleagues, partner to build. Partner to build, that's a very, very important one. Partner to build, don't be scared. Don't be scared to partner to build. Number 7, see, many people that follow me knows this. I have issues with, for example, this year I've been saying, list of banks I'm going to be investing in this year. GT Bank, First Bank, Access Bank, Unicor Bank. List of things I'm going to be investing in. These stocks, this ETF, this ETF. See, I have not met any wealthy person who just, yes, I get the idea of diversification. But again, I'll explain what diversification means for people who don't understand. Diversification is a long-term result. I'll take that again. Diversification is a long-term result. It's more like a long-term overview of a portfolio. Right? Not an instant achievement. For example, I have 100,000 naira. Oh, let me put this one in ETF, put this one in crypto. No. What you are doing is gambling, not diversification. Diversification is, I started out with real estate. I've now invested in real estate enough, and I had a lot of cash flow laying around. Then I started looking into Nigerian stocks. And I started studying banks one after the other. And even down, I'm not just going to be throwing money in Access Bank, this one. Okay, I picked Access Bank. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I hold on. I looked at GT Bank. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I held on. I looked at First Bank. I hold on. Then I found a particular one, probably not even a bank, a particular company that I found interesting. Right? And I look at it, like, okay, this one is interesting. I put my money into it. Probably I found 2 at a time. I put money into it. But the fact that I'm trying to spread is, many people's diversification is just a cover up for their ignorance, including many of the financial coaches. Because most people don't have a justification for choosing the stocks they are buying. They don't. It's just the fact that I'm investing in stocks, and which is what a lot of people do. They just invest for ego massage so that they can also say, do you know I own a portfolio of First Bank, of GT Bank? That's I don't want to call it dumb, but I've said it already. Really, what's your justification for buying that stocks? What's your justification for buying that property? So what am I? What's the number 7 that I want to say? Focus on real estate. You know why? See, let me also put this aside. If you know you want to do stocks, right? Go and focus on stocks. Because it is what you focused on that you gain mastery of, that you can now do well. When you now build a successful portfolio in that particular one, now you don't have to be mechanical about it anymore. You can now look into another sector and start pumping money into it. The idea of trying to fight across sectors at the same time is how people make mistakes. So I see people now, someone posted, do you know that if you had put 8 million naira in this particular share, now you'll be looking out for 36 million naira. He is only making that post because it ended in profits. If it had ended in loss, he would not post it. The fact that they made profit does not mean you should go and jump into it. Look at it by yourself. They might make profit last year and run at a loss this year. That's not a sign to go and jump into that stocks. Does this make sense? Does this make sense? Don't. That's why you would see. Let me read something for you. Right. And if this is not contained in, what's it called? If anybody that's telling you about investing is not telling you this, then that's a sign to run from that person. Right? Now, let me read something to you. Let me read this to you. A minute. Just a minute. Just be patient. Because this is something a lot of people need to really know. Just a minute. Okay, good. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. I'll take that again. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal, meaning you can lose everything. That is one. Now, listen, past performances do not guarantee or indicate future results. Any historical returns, expected returns, or probability projections may not reflect actual future performance. Are you getting that? So the fact that, in fact, let me tell you, the fact that you invested with me once and I gave you, your investment went well, does not mean you invest with me again and it will go well. This is not something you hear from an investment firm, but this is something I'm telling you because it's the fact. It's the fact. It's the truth. It's the truth. So you want to weigh your risk. You want to and ask yourself, am I ready? See, one thing I tell you is, if you invest with anything and it didn't go well and you blame the person, no, you have to be blamed. The fact that you can even open your mouth and blame the person means you didn't know what you were getting yourself into before you got into it. If you truly invested authoritatively, even when you lose money, you take responsibility for it. The fact that you can blame someone for a loss means you didn't learn anything. Means you didn't even know how you lose money. You didn't even know how you lost money. You just think that you invested and you lost money. Meaning, you didn't even invest in the first place. You gambled. You gambled. These things we need to really understand it. It needs to be balanced. It needs to be balanced, right? So, where am I? I'm recommending focus on it. Focus on one. Focus on real estate. You want to exploit opportunities in real estate this year. Focus on real estate alone. In real estate, there's enough diversification. There's rental units, there's off plan, there's land banking. There's already enough. You know how to combine real estate with stocks, with crypto, with forex. By the way, crypto and forex are not even investment vehicles. Quote me anyway. They are not investment vehicles. Like I used to say, there are only two investment vehicles: real estate and businesses. The only two investment vehicles there are, and I'll break it down to you. If you are not investing in real estate, you're investing in businesses. How? Stocks is businesses. Mutual funds, people are bringing money together. That's mutual fund. You are only investing in a fund that people bring together, and then the fund now decide what do I invest in? Is this stocks or real estate? ETFs is just a combination of certain businesses. So even if you buy ETFs, you are still buying shares of a business. So it's still what? Businesses. Treasury bills, you are borrowing money to companies, to governments, to economies. Economies are what? Businesses. corporate bonds or government bonds, you are still borrowing businesses or government. Economies are still what? Businesses. Meaning is either you are investing in real estate or investing in businesses. Now, if you don't have the time to now study those individual businesses for you to make sound decisions, why not just focus on real estate? That's why I said, if you want to exploit real estate to the maximum, focus on it alone. This year, make your mind. I'm not doing any other thing apart from what? Real estate. Once I now make enough profit authoritatively in real estate, then I can now start looking at okay, businesses. Let me buy these shares. Well, let me put money into this fund. Let me buy these ETFs. Let me. Alright, if you know you want to exploit opportunities in real estate this year, what do? Focus on. I can hear you focus on real estate alone. You might not take my advice, but that's it. Number 8, think big. Don't let the price tag on any property scare you off. Negotiate, partner. If it doesn't work, move on. Move on. It's not hard. It's not hard. But think big. Like I said, think in bulk. Think in bulk. Don't think 1 plot. Think 1 acre. Think 10 acres. Think 5 acres. Okay, I know the money is not in your pocket. That's why you can spread payments. Make an offer. Partner. See, when you try, there's a quote that says, I forgot who said it. It was a tagline of a mentor's company. Alone, you can do so little. Together, you can do much. Partner. And that's why you should work with like minds. You should walk, W-A-L-K, with like minds. You should also work, W-R-K, with like minds. There was a company I went for as a fresh graduate. They were going to make me head of sales and marketing because I already started building portfolio from school. So when I got there, in fact, they invited me for interview 3 times. I kept rejecting their offers. My mom was mad. Like, would you not take this job? You know, it was like times 2 of what people that I should be paid. They called me back and they offered me 50,000 naira. This was 2020 or something? They offered me 250,000 naira as the head of their sales and marketing. And I got there and I noticed that everybody around me, apart from the MDCU, they were not thinking, you know, I could see this, should I call it, okay, let me give an example of what I saw. Whenever they wanted to go and ask the boss a question, they'll be doing sign of the cross. And then they'll be fidgeting. And I'm like, no, I can't work here. Because Yoruba will say, it's as simple as birds of a feather flock together. If you stay with people that don't think big enough, you need to start thinking small. Right? So what I'm trying to say, people you work with, people you work with. See, let me even say this. The idea of being at the mercy of a job, it's a sign that there's something you don't know. It's a sign that you have low self-esteem or you've not invested in yourself too much. Really much. You graduated from school, there's no job. There has to be something you can do with yourself. There has to be something. This is not me sounding insensitive. Like, there are no exceptions. There might be. But I'm saying that you are a graduate, regardless of the course you did. The fact that you don't know what to do outside of begging for a job, it means that you even need to invest. You need to probably go and learn something else. Right? Because if you are really valuable, see, nobody sees value and can ignore it. Nobody can resist value. You can call it pride. I have never been rejected on a job interview. I have never applied and not gotten a job. There are even some that they send me stuff to, and I choose not to go. I've never. You can decide. You can call it pride. I don't care. But what I'm saying is, you can invest. See, it's just principle. When you invest yourself to a level, everywhere you get, they want to hold you down. You don't have to talk to. They just know that once they see your works, they're like, wow. My designer, I had to let him go for a while. After I had to call him back. That come back. I miss him because he's so good. See, I'm not employing him to do him a favor. I need him. People, so don't go to a job with I want to leave and the guy was kind of interview. No. You go there as you need me in this company. This is what I bring to the table. This is why you need me. Right? So you have to. So you choose where you even work. You choose it. Oh, you don't know there's no job in Nigeria. Don't you know this? I'm saying if you are really valuable, you choose where you work. You choose where you even apply. The fact that you are throwing CVs, the fact that you can't even apply in befitting place means there's something wrong. Right? So the fact that you and your friends can't think big, you can't approach deals, you can't, think in bulk is a sign that, and that's why I said, at least practice it. Just Go out, just make an offer, just call that agent. The post property, I would like to make an inquiry about it. Like one funny thing that happens anytime I go check property is that the people that I go check property with, they always talk to either my driver or a friend that goes with me, not me. They just assume, probably because of my height or because of my stature, they just assume that it can't be me that want to buy the property. They just assume. And I do not try to, until probably they now say, okay, now we now get to place of making offers, and I send them and they're like, oh, you are done buying, and I say yes, and they are shocked. Number 9, increase your income so you can save more to invest more. Increase your income. Don't rush. Don't be pressured. No, someone is buying land. Someone, I don't at this age, I don't have the property. Calm down. Increase your income first. Probably you need to focus on your business. Probably need to see, investing is not until you buy land. I've said it over and over again. Going for more certification is investing. Going back to school is investing. Picking up a skill is investing. So it's not until you own a property. Buying more stuff for your business is investing. Enlarging your business space is investing. Paying for a mentorship is investing. Buying books is investing. Paying for a course is investing. It's not until I own 2 plots. You can be a broke landlord. I've said it over and over. I know broke landlords. People, have you seen people that they could only build 1 house, and that's the only house they ever built in their entire life? And they are at the mercy of tenants is not paying. And you can see at their old age they are struggling. Don't be that kind of person. Invest smartly. You invest from, I'm not saying you have to now be able to make you have to have 10 million around them before you start investing. No. Like I advise, or like I say, no advice. Once you can spare 500,000 every month, you should start investing. And that does not mean until you make 500, even if it's 100k you can spare every month. Start saving it. Start saving that. Now you can save that to a point where you decide that instead of me going to buy a land, I will tie down this money. Like I used to say, the idea of tying money down is a sign you don't know what to do with the money. But that's by the way. The fact that instead of you saying, let me just use this to tie the money down, you can look at it that, what if I put this money back into my business? Can you multiply? So for example, you can only spend 100,000 naira every month. Now you've saved 1 million naira. What if you put this money back into your business? Your business can now start giving you 1 million naira every month. That's better. Right? You invest it back into the business. And then you can, so in a month now you can have 1 million naira. That's good. So that means from that 1 million naira, you can decide to put 500,000 into real estate, 500,000 naira back into your business. Do you see the wisdom there? So invest even in increasing your income. Some of you need to get new certifications and no, increase your income. Number 10, treat your investment even as a business. So you want a side hustle, make investment your side hustle. Make investment. When Apple, see, maybe the way I think, check the top 10 world's richest in the world. What was their side hustle? Side hustle is a lie. You know what side hustle does? Number 1, you have a job. Once you having a side hustle, your attention is divided from your main job. So you can't give 100%. Okay, I get it. That are trying to probably even build something so you can excuse yourself from the job. Why not save the money? As you keep giving your all to that job and build capital. When you are ready to start, quit and start. Viewers' discretion is what is advised, because there might be some contextual elements in that conversation. So I'm sensitive enough to note that. But what am I trying to say? It is only what you focus on that grows. So focus on your business. Make investing your side hustle. And you know why? Because investing it won't really need much of your time. You can decide. You only look out for deals and you only go after this on Saturdays, on weekends. Monday to Fridays, you are giving your job everything you need. Saturdays, your side hustle, which is your investment. That's wisdom. The fact that you are not treating it as a business means you are keeping records. Oh, this property, what will it take? You have a spreadsheet, you have a document to document everything. It shows you are serious. You want it to grow. You want to build it. Right? That's very, very important. Very, very important. Right? Number 11, don't hesitate to be a broker. take baby steps. You might end up earning a commission. That is, even in the process of you looking out for deals, you find a property that they want to sell and you cannot buy. You to post it. Someone might want to buy on your through social media or through your network, and you sell. If it's 5% commission or 10% commission, that's extra cash for you too. We have additional circle where you can join. Apart from that, you get access to stuff like this. You can also sell our properties and get commission. You don't have to even do it actively. Just share. Just talk about it on your status. Just talk about it to your friends. Have the property that someone wants to sell. Do you want to buy? And you make commission. You know, that's a baby step. That's a way to also start. You know, you can use that to even raise funds to buy your first property deal. Create a simplified strategy for your investments. And hold on. Strategy is not, this year I'm going to own 10 acres. That's not a strategy. That's a goal. Strategy is not, what do I call it now? So people, their own strategy is affirmations. I'm a landlord of Abuja, and this and this. No. Strategy is a laid down principle, roadmap. So I want to own 10 acres. How? That's your strategy. Okay, I earn 1 million naira a month. I save 40% of it. Okay, after 40%, I reinvest this into myself. I put this aside for real estate, and I do that for the year. That is a strategy. Every Saturday, I spend 2 hours or 3 hours or 5 hours to look out for deals, speak to brokers, to go for inspection. That's a strategy. Create a strategy, simplified strategy that can guide you to your first property deal, and who knows, to your first $1 million in real estate. Number 13, speak with local agents. All right, make friends with local agents. Warren Buffett to say that any industry wants to go and buy a company, it will speak to as many people as they can find. You want to make profit in real estate, speak to as many agents, brokers, developers, investors. Ask questions. Just enjoy the learning process. If possible, pay to learn. Pay. It's two things payment does for you. Number one, when you pay attention. Number two, when you pay, you buy a relationship. That's one thing people don't know. You also buy relationships. So this is where we stop today. If you can put all these 13 things that I've highlighted into works, you would realize that, you see, this is opportunity plus preparation. All these things will prepare and position you for the opportunity. As you are looking, you just don't go into it. That's what people call what? Luck. How do you find property? It's just luck. Or it's grace. But grace also lets work. It lets a mindset. It lets an attitude. It lets a disposition. It lets a positioning. And this is what I want to help you achieve this year. So put these things in place. Go look out for offers. Think in bulk. Think big. Partner with people. Speak to people. Speak to agents. Speak to brokers. Right? Create a strategy. Document every process. Treat it as a business. Get serious with it. Right? And if you have any questions, there will be contact details attached in the comment section, so that you can send in your question. You can reach out and call. You can send a mail, and you can join a community. Just click the link, on our Instagram channel. You can get to our Instagram channel via our YouTube rather. Click the link on our YouTube. You can lead it to our Instagram. Just click the link there. You can use it to fill the form to join our circle members, where you can join our community. You can earn, you can learn. It's a whole lot of opportunities in-house. So this is where we'll wrap up this evening. Also, we're about to launch, it's coming soon, our first project for the year. It's called Additional Park 1, and it's going to be a set of housing units, and then there's going to be also plots to be sold, right? And like I said, it's not going to be bush. We are not buying bush, because we are starting developments like almost immediately. It's about we are building just a solo project actually, because we want to do multiples this year. So it's going to be about 25 housing units actually, 25 housing units now, and then there will be plots for you to buy. So if you're interested, you're looking for what money into, you can get into the pre-launch price. Right? You can get to the pre-launch price. Just reach out to the contact. You can send a DM, drop a comment, just DM pre-launch. Just comment or DM pre-launch or text pre-launch to the contact, and then one of our representatives will reach out to you and guide you. One of our investment associates will actually guide you on how you can get started with it. Once again, my name is Opeyemi Additional, and this is Additional Intelligence. I'll see you next week Monday. Have an amazing evening.